Hey guys, you clicked that link today because you want to know what the difference of living in Woodland Park is, cost of living wise, compared to California. So make sure you stay to the end. I'm hoping to fill you with as much information as possible so you can understand how great of a place this is, cost wise, compared to living in Colorado. What's up guys? This is James Dean with James Dean Mountain Real Estate and Keller Williams Client's Choice, right here in the Woodland Park area, Colorado. If this is your first time to the channel today and you want to know everything there is about working, eating, playing, sleeping, living, anything you know, all about Woodland Park, Colorado, including the cost of living differences between Woodland Park and California, then make sure you click that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that little bell down there also. That way you're notified every time a new video comes out. Honestly, we have so many people that are calling all the time that are relocating here to this area, and I absolutely love it. So make sure you give me a call at 719-304-9772. Shoot me a text, shoot me an email. You can even send a carrier pigeon. Whatever you got to do to get a hold of me, just let me know that you're coming so that way I can have your back when you're moving to the Woodland Park area. Okay guys, today we're talking about the differences in cost of living with living in Woodland Park, Colorado, or the Pikes Peak area specifically, as opposed to living in California. Now, I don't have a specific place that I'm looking at right now, or that I'm going to talk about California, and you know, like LA or San Francisco or whatever. I'm just going to talk in generalities for California today because it's really going to apply to anything in California. Because I think you're going to be surprised and super happy for those of you that are in California looking at coming to Colorado, specifically the Woodland Park area, that are just going to blow your mind with what you have available to you out here. So, and please make sure you stay to the end too, because we'll talk about a really big one that a lot of folks, I mean, you might have kind of gotten hints of this already, but you're going to be pretty cool or pretty happy to hear what I have to say along these lines. So big ones are utilities. So utilities here in the Woodland Park and the Pikes Peak area, there's a lot of different types of utilities that you can have, but for the most part, they're really not too expensive. So I'll use my utility costs that I spend myself, and I live in the Divide area. They'll be very similar to what you'd be paying within the Woodland Park area, with the exception of a few big things. I don't have sewage and I don't have city water out where I am. So you will have a little bit more expenses within the town of Woodland Park, or if you've got a community-based water system, if you decide to live somewhere else that's different out here in the Teller County area. I don't have to pay that stuff, obviously, because I've got septic and I've got well water out here. But what I do have that most people have is I've got gas and I've got electricity out here too. So my gas bill personally, you know, it's only large in the wintertime, and I've had to deal with a lot of different upgrades and remodeling on our house because we have an old home. It was built in 1980, and all those windows were all from 1980. They're all wood frame too. So you can imagine the condition that those have been in, and we've been replacing those with some newer, modern, energy-saving windows, which has made dramatic impacts. Every time we put a new window in, just one window, we can see a difference in our heating cost in wintertime. It's crazy how much of a difference that makes. But typically in the winter months, we're looking at our maximum price range on a gas bill being close to $300. As for a 2,400 square foot home, we've got baseboard boiler system, which is very efficient. So we don't have forced air in here at all. But that baseboard boiler is super efficient. It keeps the hot water running through those baseboards, and it dissipates the heat through there. We also have a wood-burning fireplace, which you see right behind me right here, that we use quite a bit. Not as efficient. We need to get an insert for that. That'll help that become a lot more efficient, because right now it burns through wood so fast that, you know, it's kind of a hassle. It's beautiful. It's awesome to be able to have. But when you're doing it specifically just for heating, it doesn't really do as good as like an insert or a wood stove would do, or even a gas fireplace. So typically about $300 a month. That usually lasts about 5 to 6 months out of the year, and then it tapers off on, you know, both ends. And we end up with several months in the summertime, coming into the early fall, where it's going to be $30 a month. And we're just taking care of our gas oven and our gas stove at that point, and our hot water heater. That's all that is basically that is servicing with the natural gas. So Gas bill is a little high, yeah, but what we had to benefit us on the flip side of that is a little bit lower cost with an electric bill. And our electric bill is actually probably, it's more expensive than most people's, and that's because we've got dogs also that aren't long-haired dogs. We've got Rhodesian Ridgebacks, very short hair, so we've got dog runs that we keep them in when we're not at home in the wintertime, when we're at work, or if we go somewhere for a while, but they're heated runs, and we've got electric heaters that are in those. So that kind of drives the heating cost up a little bit. But we've got our monthly payment for our electricity is basically it's set up on a budget plan. So we pay $255 a month flat rate every month of the year across the board is what we pay on the electrical side. We don't have AC up here, so that's a big benefit because otherwise we'd be paying an additional amount of electricity for that AC. So that's great. So we're looking total, you know, electrical and gas on the worst months, the hardest months on the wintertime, looking, you know, right around like that $555 a month frame. That's what we do with personally. Now, for those of you in California, I mean, I've heard all kinds of crazy things down there, and with the taxes and everything else that kind of goes on with those utility costs. You know, some homes that are very comparable size-wise to what we have, I've heard things as much as, you know, $1,000 a month in utility costs alone out there. So there's a lot of offset that kind of comes with that too for us because, you know, it's set up a lot easier and it's a lot cheaper to pay here in Colorado for sure. Another big thing is taxes. So taxes in general are much less in Colorado. Our sales tax here in the Teller County and Colorado area, you're looking at about a 4 to 5%, right around 4 actually, percent sales tax out here, so it's not too bad in that aspect. Income tax isn't going to be too high either. Typically that's right around, you know, honestly, I don't know. I just know how much I pay on income tax each year. I know it's not too bad. It's probably right around the 5-6% for the state income tax. Out here, it's not too bad at all. It's not astronomical. It's not going to take all your money from you. But the big one is property taxes. So, and this is the one that always surprises everybody, because you think Colorado, you think all the tourists that come up here, and you know, you got these big mountain towns and everything with these big nice homes, and you see these multi-million-dollar homes on these pieces of property, and it's the taxes just aren't bad. So if you're looking at a $600,000 to $700,000 home, just to give you an idea, you're looking, depending on where it is in the tax estimate phase, probably $2,000 to $3,000 a year in taxes for property taxes. Not a month, a year. I taught the folks down in Texas, they've got $22,000 a year. I taught the folks out in California, and I want to fall out of this off the stool. It's insane the amount of property tax that you guys have out there. So that's another huge hit that you're taking by staying in California. So, you know, Colorado, it's got much less property tax-wise you have to worry about. So you can get a much bigger home than you typically thought you would be able to afford because you don't have to worry about property taxes and paying massive amounts of that each year as well. It's very, very affordable in that aspect. And the last thing we're going to talk about in this video, and I know this is a short video, but I just really wanted to hit on these differences in the cost of living within the two places, are going to be the house values. So we get folks out here from California all the time. So you're living in San Francisco, you're living in San Diego, LA, or just somewhere around the Bay Area or in the Valley, and you know, you've got a median home price that's, you know, in the $1 million+ range. That's a lot of money to have for a median home up there. Our median homes here are in the $400,000 to $500,000 range. So we've got folks that come out of California, they take the equity of the home that they're selling there, they've then got cash, and they come here, they buy a bigger home than what they had in California, a nicer home than what they had in California, 100% cash. You don't have to do that. You can obviously come in with these great interest rates and you can finance a home. But when you come in cash, you run the ring when there's multiple offers on a home. You are the one that's in control typically, and you're going to win out because you're a guaranteed bet that you're not going to have to worry about financing contingencies. So that's a huge, huge strength tool when you come out here and you have all the equity to dump into a house. So I can't encourage you enough to do that because that makes you very, very strong on the buyer side. So, and then don't forget too, you know, when you're coming in on the buyer side, you're not paying for an agent representation The seller is going to take care of that on their side with the what's called a success fee, to pull those agents in, to actually get them to want to come and see the home that you have listed. So you've got me hired, for instance. I'm out there representing you. You're not paying me. The seller's paying me. So that's something to remember also. So make sure you get a very good agent on your side that's going to fight for you and get exactly what you need. That's listening to you, listening to your needs, listening to your desires, listening to your concerns. That's there for you. That's 100% there for you to make sure that you get exactly what you're looking for. So I hope you enjoyed this short video. I know it was super small and super short. But once again, this is James E. with James E. Mountain Real Estate, Killam's Client's Choice. We just did a cost of living comparison a little bit with the Woodland Park, Pikes Peak area in California, and how much cheaper and the quality of life is much better here within this area. So if you're looking at moving out here in this area, don't forget to call me at 719-304-9772. You can shoot me a text also. You can email me. You can send that carrier pigeon. I'm sure it'll make it from California if you need to. But if you're looking at relocating out of this area, make sure you contact me. I'd love to help you out, and I have your back when moving to the Woodland Park area.